Hey everybody, and welcome to Cottage Catch Up. You know, it's been a month since I've seen you and a lot's been going on. We always do this in the front yard, but would you believe that now all the tractors and all the noise has shown up because they're widening the road that's right before you get to the Augusta National. We're only 2 blocks away from there. So I'm inside today, but we've got a lot to catch up on, so let's get started. All right, well, obviously a lot has been going on, not only here, but all over the country and all over the world with the pandemic. And certainly all of us have had to manage through things that we never thought that we could manage. I hope everybody out there is safe and well and is looking forward to, you know, getting back to normal really, really soon. So we have actually seen that cooking has become the new thing. I mean, people that have absolutely nothing to do with cooking have been cooking, posting it on Instagram. There's all kinds of live IGTV things that have to do with cooking. So it's gotten to be very, very popular. And with that, a lot of people have been cooking recipes from our book. So our Facebook group that cooks through the book has actually grown quite a bit during this. So if you've not thought about that group, I hope you'll consider it to be part of our Facebook group that cooks recipes out of the book. We've had so many people post pictures, you know, just send us comments about what they thought of it. The photography is great, the presentations are great, and hopefully everybody has enjoyed the recipes that they have prepared. And then you probably know that the Masters Golf Tournament was postponed. In April, we knew that it was not going to take place, and we were all just sitting back waiting to hear when the new date would be. So it's actually going to be in November, and we want you to follow along with us because this is going to be a historic event. The tournament has never been played other than the month of April, and so we're going to have different climate, different things blooming. I'm sure the golf course is going to be beautiful. So follow us at Vera Hospitality on Instagram and Vera Tournament Hospitality on Facebook, and see what's going on with that division of our company and how we're going to be ready. And then we have learned quite a bit about how to have Zoom meetings. I mean, needless to say, this old dog has learned a lot of new tricks through this, but we've been having our staff meetings on Zoom, and you know, honestly, we have not missed a beat in terms of planning and being prepared for the next things that are coming up in our company. And then finally, to that point, our season 9 for the show is really coming along. We have got great guests lined up already for season 9, wonderful ideas for shows and different locations to have the shows, and we are very excited to announce that as of right now, we already have 3 brand new markets coming in with us for season 9. Richmond, Virginia, Roanoke, Virginia, and Dallas, Texas. So if you have friends and family in those areas, tell them to look forward to the Very Vera show this fall. Okay, so we got a lot coming up. We were actually back filming today, and it was such a lot of fun. You know, National Chocolate Chip Day was just a few days ago, so we decided to do the episode on all things chocolate, things that you would never dream of putting chocolate in. So I've got a recipe for a braid that a friend of mine in Madison gave me years ago, and you put a cream cheese filling in it. Well, instead, we did a chocolate filling, and oh my gosh, it's a great breakfast treat, but it could also be a dessert, so that's a really good recipe. Then we did a beef and stout stew. It had eye of the round, it had all kinds of vegetables in it, Guinness beer, but at the very end, after it's cooked for a couple of hours, you put in dark chocolate. It is incredible. The combination of those ingredients was really, really good. And then finally, we did a creme brulee with chocolate. So it had chocolate in the actual custard. We put it through a sieve. We kind of did the torch on the top, and it really turned out great. So that was really a lot of fun. And then next week, we're going to be filming recipes that were my mother's that were not in the cookbook. So if you have the cookbook, you know that when you open it up, the pictures in the front are all of recipe cards that, you know, are out of my own recipe collection. A lot of those are hers, but I couldn't use every recipe. So these are some that were hers that I actually really love. And then finally, at the end of the month, we're going to be going to Jackson, Mississippi. We're going to be working with the crew from WJTV. They are so excited. We cannot wait. We're going to be in a gorgeous home. We're going to be with Chef David Cruz, who I met back in September when I attended the golf tournament there. And he's going to prepare some of his special dishes. That's going to be wonderful. Okay, I've got a recipe today that really is not on a piece of paper. It's all right here, but I'm getting ready to share it with you visually so you can know the recipe that was my mother-in-law's for cucumber salad. It uses this old school slicer, and it's perfect served on top of tomatoes. So let's get started. You're gonna start with the little tiny cucumbers that are perfect for making pickles that are right now in all of the little farmers markets. Then you're going to take your peeler and peel those cucumbers. Then use your vegetable slicer, and if you don't have one of these, a mandolin works fine. You're going to slice it very thin onto wax paper. Then you're going to layer it in a bowl and sprinkle each layer with a little bit of Morton salt. Cover that, refrigerate it overnight, and every time you open up the refrigerator, just shake that container and make sure that those cucumbers are getting good and soaked with that salt water. Then you're going to chop up spring onions and be sure that you cut some of the green tops too. Then you're going to strain that after it's gone overnight into a colander in the sink and rinse it off with water. Then you're going to squeeze the liquid out by hand, and then finally you're going to put a little bit at a time into some of your kitchen towels. And remember how you used to get the water out of a sweater if you hand washed it? You're going to turn that towel just like you did that and really squeeze the liquid out of those cucumbers. Then finally, the mixture that puts it all together is an equal combination of mayonnaise, sour cream, and then a good amount of black pepper. And that served on top of a slice of tomato is fabulous. I hope you'll try this recipe, and I hope you'll let me know what you think. Okay, one of the things that we have certainly learned over the last 30 days is how to be flexible. And we had the greatest summer camp theme completely planned, all the curriculums written, everything done, and it was going to be the 2020 Very Vera Cooking Camp Olympics. Well, needless to say, there's not going to be an Olympics this summer, so guess what? We've got a great curriculum written for next summer, but we came up with the best idea for this summer because, again, another thing that families have done over these last few weeks is that they've planted gardens in their backyard. They've done raised beds, they've used pots, all kinds of things. So the camp this summer is going to be Camp Farm Fresh. It is adorable. We've got the best modules written for this summer with different levels depending on whether they're 6 or 10 or 14. So I think the children are really going to love it. So registration is open. We have 3 weeks that are already sold out. So be sure to go to veryveracamp.com to learn more about what we're doing this summer with that. It is absolutely one of the biggest loves of my business career is our summer camp program. And then finally, I was asked by the Boys and Girls Club to read to the children on videos so that they could have it to have story time for the children that are not getting story time right now. So I chose 2 of my favorite books that I used with John and Daniel when they were little, and I now read to my grandchildren. So I did Miss Nelson is Missing, and then I did Bony Legs, and I was very animated in the reading aspect of it. So if you have not read these books to your children or your grandchildren, I highly recommend them. Thanks for joining me today. And you know, as we end up today, I wanted to give a shout out to a local company that's giving back to our community. Show Pony came up with this amazing idea to help small businesses by creating t-shirts that would be sold and half of the money would go to them. Well, they have raised in excess of $75,000 to help small businesses here in their community. So follow us on Instagram and Facebook because we'll be sporting our shirts that we have purchased when they come in. So shout out to Show Pony, just great job on that. And for all of you, stay safe and well, and we'll see you next month.